Alright, welcome back to Dinopedia, entry number 44, the Styracosaurus. Remember to like if you like, and subscribe down below for more videos. Alright, so the schedule as always is look at the Styracosaurus from Ark Survival, and tips and tricks for the Styraco, potential add-ons for the Styracosaurus in Ark Survival Ascended and Ark Survival 2, and reworking from a new game, Dino World. Let's get into it. So the Styraco is in Ark Survival Ascended Additional Creatures mod, so you do need to download the Additional Creatures mod in order to access the creature. So we're going to be talking about its stats in Ark Survival Ascended with the mod installed. When we do potential add-ons, we'll talk about what we'd like to see if the Styraco actually made it into the game, in the main game. So of course it's in Kingdom Animalia because it's an animal, because it's a lizard. It's in group Reptilian because lizards are reptiles. And description is a Ceratops because it of course is in the Ceratops family along with Triceratops and others. So of course its traits, it will spawn in packs of 3 to 5. It is more aggressive, more agile than a trike, so be careful. Will attack if a nearby herbivore is attacked. So if you do find a herbivore in the wild, make sure there's no Styracos nearby, because just like Stegosauruses, they will attack you if you attack them. So of course the health stats of a Styraco is basically weaker than a trike because they are about half the size. So of course they're going to have half the size of stats. Health of 280, stamina 300, oxygen 340, food and water 4,000 each, weight 300, melee 28, speed 3 meters per second, walking speed, and then swimming speed is 3 meters per second as well, so it swims as fast as it walks with a torpor of 450. So pretty similar to a trike, but of course halved, and because it's half size. So of course, tips and tricks. Number 1, it is radiant, so immune to radiation. So if you do use it on so it is good to use it on aberration. If you do decide to put the mod in, it does spawn an aberration, so you can use it to get through the purple radiation caves. 2, gang mentality, gains a gang bonus instead of a pack bonus when it's in a pack of 2 to 3. Gains a times 8 gang bonus when it's a 9+ Styraco in a game pack. So it gains extra gang bonuses per member joining after 3. So once it gets in a pack of 2 to 3, every additional member ups the gang bonus. And if there's 9, so it'll be times 8. So if there's 2, then it's times 1. If there's 9+, then we'll max out at times 8 for the gang bonus. This basically upgrades every single stat, not just damage and speed, but also stamina, weight, and torpor. And number 3 is an agile trike, a smaller trike that deals more damage. It can jump between ledges and can run uphill. So it deals more damage than the trike does. It can jump between ledges and run uphill. So it's basically just a small version that is more effective at fighting. But of course the trike can tank multiple Styracos at once, and take them all down without a sweat. So it's more of a thing to carry around with you, like as a hunting pack dinosaur, as it can run and keep up with most other dinosaurs. So you basically just keep it as like a defense for your hunting pack, or if you're moving bases, defends your sauropods that are lagging further behind the rest of the field. Some tricks. Pack strength. Its gang bonus means it's very hard to tame with just one without others defending their injured member. Of course, if you attack one of them, all the other members in its gang will come and defend it. So it's better to target a group gang of 3 to 4 and try to trap them in order to tame all members. Similar to how people tame Allosauruses by taming the entire gang of Allosauruses at once. Similar to that, you're going to have to do it for this too, because if you just try and tame one, the other 2 to 3 or even 5 to 6 will try to kill you while you're doing it. So it's best to just trap a bunch of them in like a bear trap or like some gate walls, and then tame them all together. And then number 2, armor piercing. Its large and central horn impales smaller creatures and allows its base attack to pierce armor, so do be wary about that as well. So additional qualities: uphill charge. If it can run uphill, then why can't it charge uphill? I feel like it should be able to charge, considering it can run uphill very quickly. So it should be able to charge uphill, which would be a pretty cool thing to see. And also cave diver. Can charge into caves as a gang and dealing extra damage due to its gang bonus and smaller size. I think that should be a thing that's explored upon if it ever is added to the main game, as that'd be pretty cool to have another caving dinosaur, especially one that could be in packs. So looking at the Jurassic World Evolution 2 pack, Styracosaurus, Compared to the Ark one is a clear winner. Not only does the Jurassic World one just look plain and bold, but the Ark Survival Evolved one looks more spiky, has more spikes on its head, more spikes on its back, and feathers around its frill and tail, which I think looks very cool. Looking at the Dino World one, we obviously expanded on that, but we made the central horn much bigger. I think the Ark one still takes it with all the spikes on its back and around its frill and on its legs and feathers and stuff, but I think our tiger pattern still looks unique as well. So I'm not going to knock ours because ours looks kind of unique, but I think the Ark one still looks a little bit better. So of course there are two Styracos in Dino World, and obviously we shortened the name from Styracosaurus to just a Styraco. So there is two: the normal Styraco, the wild and tame Dino variant, and the mutated Styraco, which is the product of two tame Styracos mating, breeding, and laying eggs, plus a gene computer to generate mutations, as always. So of course the Styraco in Dino World is in the kingdom Animalia because it's a reptile. It's in the group Reptilian because lizards are reptiles. It's in the class of duckbill because it has a duckbill, and family of ceratops. So Protoceratops, obviously the trike, and the Pachyrhinosaurus. So of course the Styraco in Dino World has a little bit less stats because it needs to have some stats that are nerfed, but also some stats that are buffed. So it has a health of 300 instead of 280, so that's a buff. Stamina is 100 instead of 300 because 300 is way too much. Oxygen is 150 because 340 for oxygen is way too much for a dinosaur. Food and water is 2,000 each instead of 4,000, so halved it. Weight stays the same. Melee is 30 instead of 28, so a little bit of a buff. Walking speed is 4 meters per second instead of 3 meters per second with a little bit of a buff. And torpor is a little bit of a buff with 500 instead of 450 with a fortitude of 1. So some buffs, some nerfs, trying to make it a little bit more balanced. So of course the Styraco in Dino World will have the uphill charge that we wanted to add to the Ark Survival Ascended mod of Styracosaurus, and also group momentum. Charging with a gang of Styraco increases the speed and damage of each individual charge, meaning that if you charge in a gang, if you have an entire gang of Styraco charging at the same time, they build off each other, increasing everyone's speed and damage individually. And then number 3, agility meter, a stamina meter that allows a Styra to jump higher, leap off ledges, and climb uphill faster. Basically, it's like a stamina bar in most video games, allowing you to run faster and doing some agility moves. Similar to that, the Styraco will have an agility meter bar that runs out, allowing it to jump higher, leap off ledges, climb uphill, and maybe even run faster. So it's just basically a stamina bar. And then its ability, exponential charge, when charging, hitting a target or nearby construct, so a tree, rock, or structure, increases the charge damage and speed. So basically, if you keep hitting walls, it will keep going faster and keep charging through walls, meaning that it can just charge through an entire wooden, stone, or bone base without taking any damage and doing increasing damage and just destroying everything. It does have a 30-second cooldown for balance, however, because it is a combat ability. So of course, last thing we're going to look at is Dino World spawns for the main map of Europa. Obviously, spawn rates are color-coded: blue for guaranteed, green very likely, yellow feudal likely, orange for rare, red for very rare, and purple for dead. Obviously, it is a rarer dino. We don't want to put it all over the map. It is more of a variant, so we're just going to put it as a very likely spawn rate in the Redwood forest area, right there in the center of the map. Alright, and that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down with your thoughts. Everyone have a blessed day as always. And of course, as always, toodaloo!